Mike Rooney. Today's free art lesson is on colors. We're going to continue a discussion we've been having about why colors do what they do and how to gray them down and so forth. So let's look at how a color can change the way it looks. I mean, you can put it in context of something else. It can look one way to you, and when you change the context, change the box that surrounds it, it changes color on you. So every time you change a shape on your painting, you change all the shapes around it because now the context is different. And painting is nothing but continuing to change and to make the shapes relate to each other better in context. So what do you mean by that, Mike? Well, let's draw a square. Let's draw 3 squares and put a basic gray into the middle of them and see how they change colors. Now let's see. I'm going to make a basic gray. Let's take blue, and I'm going to really try to get a very neutral gray. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add blue and white and orange. And I'm going to try to get a really, I don't want it warm, I don't want it cool. I want just a nice mid-level gray that doesn't have a color. Now there's a gray that we think of as battleship gray. That doesn't look red, it doesn't look blue, it doesn't look green. It's basically colorless. You don't want these on your paintings. You want that to have some family. You want it to be in the red family, the green, the blue, the yellow, whatever. But I'm doing this for an experiment. So we're going to put the circles up there. 1, 2, and 3. Now, you'd say that they're not in the red family, they're not in the blue family, they're not in the green family. But let me show you how, by painting different colors around them, it'll take on a different color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint, let's say I'm going to paint a yellow block around this one. Okay. Now watch how this gray takes on a color when I paint yellow around it. I got to be sure that I stay out of the gray, so I'm going to leave a little bit of a white line around it because I don't want any gray in my yellow getting rid of the yellowness of it. So there's the yellow block around it. Okay, now let's paint a blue. Let's paint a blue box around this other one. Okay. All right, there's another box and it's blue. All right. Now let's paint a purple box around this other one. Really want to keep it purple. And this is really violet, so I better switch over. I better add a little bit more blue to it because it's got a lot of red in it. That cobalt violet's got a lot of red in it, so I'm gonna make sure that it looks purple. Well, that's almost looking blue, so let's put a little bit more cobalt in it. Add a little red to it and make it purple. All right. That's a little more purple than the other one. All right, now watch this. I'm just going to get something to cover it up with. Maybe I can take my hand. Okay. All right, let's look at this. These things right here, and look how that gray box looks purplish. The gray circle looks purplish on that yellow. But watch what happens when I switch over and I put purple around it. It has a yellowish tint to it. Okay? When I get rid of both of them, this one looks like, when it has blue in it, it looks more just like a regular gray. And it looks like it has a little yellow in it, doesn't it? It looks like the gray box is in the yellow family. That's what I mean. When I look at this, the box looks like it's in the purple family. And when I cover that one up and go over here, this box looks like it's more in the yellow family, like the circle is warm. So as you can see, by whatever you put around it, you change the temperature and you change the way it looks. The reason this works is it's a visual trick. Your eye is tricking you because you know that yellow, the complement of yellow is purple. So if you stare at a yellow dot for a long time, and a guy did this one time, he made a color wheel based on this. If you stare at a yellow dot for about 7 or 8 minutes, and then you take it down and you put a white piece of paper in front of your face, you'll see a purple dot. You see the exact opposite of colors when you take the paper down and put a white piece of paper in front of you. So the reason that you see purple there is because purple is the opposite of yellow. If I paint a gray dot and put red around it, you're going to see that dot as green. If I paint a green, if I paint a gray dot and I paint green around it, you're going to see that red dot as having red in it. It's just a visual trick that your eyes are playing on you. So anytime you want to change colors, let's say I want to look how this circle looks really, really light. Okay? No, it looks really, really dark. This gray dot looks very, very dark. But when I do that, the dot looks very, very light, doesn't it? But remember, we put them on all at the same time. It was all the same color. So this right here shows you that you can change the way something looks by what's around it. So if you want to make a color really jump out on your painting, paint something that's the opposite and dulled down behind it, and that will make that color you want to pop out even more intense and even brighter and even more its complement, and so it'll really pop out. If you'd like to see more about me or my artwork, please go to MikeRooneyStudios.blogspot.com.